We are now talking to former NFL and CFL wide receiver and kick returner, Stefan Logan. What's going on, Stefan?
What's going on, y'all? Man, that was a great conversation, man. Y'all was talking about the baseball. I don't know a whole lot about it. I don't know what happened, but y'all was going back and forth. How y'all doing?
I'm good, man. I miss you. We haven't spoken to you almost 2 years, man. I know you were coaching, right?
Yeah. I was coaching for a little bit, man, but that was a short stint when I was doing the coaching thing. My wife ended up getting sick.
I'm sorry.
And I had to come home and I've been taking care of my wife full time. It's a full time job, but it's worth it.
How's she doing?
I try not to make it sound too bad, but
Right.
she's really not. She's not doing the best right now. We've been in the hospital, in and out of the hospital for the past month, with the chemo and the radiation and the treatments and the this and the that and the pills and the medicine and all that. So it's just kind of like a little roller coaster going up and down. But like I said, we taking it one day at a time, and we still fighting every day. So as long as she's still breathing, I'll be right there fighting with her 24/7.
A world needs good people like you, Stefan.
I try to, man. I try to be good. I say this real quick. Me and my wife was in the car the other day, and we don't really go out as much as we used to because of what's going on. And I came home one day and I said, baby, let's go ride on the beach. And we rode on the beach, and I didn't know if we was gonna get out or not. So we just gonna cruise on through. And we was just talking about like kids and life and stuff like that. And I told her, I said I might not be the greatest dad due to not my fault, the kids' moms they just kind of put me through hell. And I said, but I am in control of being the greatest husband. So I try to make up for the lack in that area of like with my kids, but with my wife, I go over and beyond to be a great husband. So I just want to tell you that.
Yeah, and listen. We've had so many different people on our show. We've interviewed so many people, and when you hear some of the stories and the trials and tribulations that some of these guys have gone through, not even from their families, but mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, kids. I mean, I lost my 4-month-old nephew early this year, an accident. Sorry. And then my cousin, a couple of weeks later, passed away. 22-year-old cousin passed away, found not moving, non-responsive in his bed after coming back from the service. So
sorry to hear that, man.
So it's crazy how life goes so fast. I turned 40 a couple of weeks ago, and it happened so fast. I remember when I was 18 and I graduated from high school, so it's crazy.
It's crazy. I'll be 41. I'll be 41 next week.
Happy birthday.
On the 2nd, I'll be 41, so thank you. But yeah, it do go fast.
It does.
Before you know it, if you was 18, before you know it, you 30.
You look good for a 41-year-old man.
Thank you very much. I try to keep myself nice and clean, shaved, and smooth, so I try to keep it right.
Well, I say the same thing when people tell me that I'm, most people when they turn 40 they lose their hair, but I don't know. If you look at my hair right now, I don't think I'm losing any hair anytime soon.
You good, man. I lost mine when I was about 25, so it's okay. It's okay. I keep it shaved, and the good thing about it is when I'm riding my bike or if I'm out. If we cruising in the streets or whatever in the car and I let the windows down, I let the wind blow through my scalp, so I don't got to worry about nothing.
I think Ryan Shazier had something where he couldn't grow hair after the age of 17 or something like that.
Yeah, it was something. I think he had something going on where he couldn't grow hair.
What is it called? Alopecia,
I think.
Alopecia, yeah. And Hines Ward, he can grow hair, but he had did a little treatment thing that they had where he have it to where he can't grow. He won't grow no more facial hair. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. When you go to the gym, you don't want to have any hair on your body, so you have to shave your body, and it's horrible. It's to keep up with that when you're doing it all the way when you're 17, 18 years old, all the way to you're 40, and as you get older, you just get hairier and hairier and hairier. So,
Trust me, I know. We got all kind of little things that we can do. Right. Especially keep. You got to be shaved. But women go through it all the time, but they do a wax, so it's a little different. But yeah.
Brazilian wax. I always wanted to go into a Brazilian wax shop and actually go sit with, my girl and just watch her get her Brazilian wax and see how, because they always say, what, why don't you go to and get your thing waxed or, get your butt waxed. I'm like,
Yeah.
Why don't you go and do it?
Right. I don't want no pain like that.
Yeah.
See, the women used to it.
Yeah.
So like my wife, when she go, I asked her once, I was like, does it hurt? She said, not anymore. It used to, but now it's like cakewalk. If I go there right now and just to get, that'll hurt, and I don't even want to deal with it. So that's fine.
As everybody knows, we're talking to former NFL and CFL wide receiver and kick returner Stefan Logan. So, Mr. Logan, we haven't spoke to you in 2 years. At the time, you were coaching football. Obviously, you've been taking care of your wife. Going into this year's football season and watching all the things that have happened, not only when you talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers, the way they play defense, but Ben Roethlisberger retires, and Tom Brady retires and comes back now for another season. And you talk about Buffalo. Buffalo was one of the worst teams in the NFL for, 15 years, and now all of a sudden they're one of the best teams in the AFC. What were your thoughts going into last season and how everything transitioned into Super Bowl champions, the LA Rams?
I knew the Rams was going to give everybody a challenge when they with Aaron Donald and then Matthew Stafford came over there. I think when I spoke, I was talking to somebody else that was in Detroit, and I talked to him about Matthew Stafford. I said he needed a change. He needed to go somewhere else for a whole new culture, just different locker room, different people, and as you can see what happened, he won the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. I don't like Boston. I'm not a Patriots fan. I'm a Tom Brady fan. I like Tom Brady. I like winners, and Tom Brady is a winner. And watching last year unfold was kind of difficult because me and my best friends, we talk on the phone every day. We should have a podcast because we talk every day. And we talk sports. We talk about life. We talk about everything. And I told them, I said, last year, we're not going to know who the Super Bowl team is. We not going to know. It's going to be a surprise. And I was pulling for Tom, of course. And I said, the Rams has a really strong shot because of the depth they had. And then when they went and got Von Miller, I knew it was over after that. And as you can see, they won the Super Bowl. When I watched Pittsburgh, when I was watching them, I said, this Ben need to retire after this year. He just, he just wasn't the same. Offensive line wasn't as strong as they needed to. Najee getting beat up in the backfield. He averaged 1,000 yards this year, but that 1,000 yards was painful. He was getting, 20 and 30 carries. He was averaging like 2.3 yards a carry. It wasn't as beautiful as we wanted it to be, but he got 1,000 yards. That's what every goal for a running back is for the season. But I didn't really think, Ben didn't play terrible, but he didn't play great either. But it was crazy last year, man, to watch the football games and not know what we're going to get out of it. The Bills, they surprised everybody. They've been terrible for a decade. And all of a sudden now, like you said, they the top team. And I actually like Buffalo because I like Josh Allen, and I like what they got going on over there.
So you actually got to play with Matthew Stafford when he was a young player for 3 of his first 4 years of his career. So what was the best story of Matthew Stafford in your time in Detroit?
To be honest with you, I don't really have a whole lot of stories about Matthew. He was quiet. He got drafted 2009. Yeah, year before I got there, because I came out in 2007. I don't really have no stories of Matthew. He was just quiet. He didn't really say much. He just played. Came in, did his job, and kind of went home. He didn't, we didn't really we spoke and we, stuff like that. But we didn't. I ain't got no stories with Matthew. I got stories with everybody. But that's funny you asked me that. But I don't have no stories with Matthew.
As everyone knows, we're talking to former NFL and CFL wide receiver and kick returner Stefan Logan. So when you look at this offseason, and there's so many things that happen. I mean, the AFC became more powerful. The NFC, which has been dominant over the last, I would say, decade. It's been unbelievable when we talk about the NFC East, which has been dominant over the years, not because of the Cowboys, by the way, but the Giants in 2007 and 2011, and Eli Manning and Tom Coughlin. And then you have, obviously, the Commanders haven't been really that good. And, but But then you go to the Saints with Drew Brees and Tom Brady in Tampa, and then the Green Bay Packers with obviously their superstar Aaron Rodgers, and then you go to Seattle the way Russell Wilson was there, and San Francisco with Jimmy Garoppolo and all those other top teams. When you see the transition of what's happened this offseason, and now the dominance of the quarterbacks that have picked up and decided to go over to the AFC, what are your thoughts that you have seen of the dominance from what the NFC was, and now the dominance going into this year, where it could really transition to the AFC?
Well, I think like with the game, it's kind of like it's like they say, ebb and flows. It goes up and down. Like they say, when you at the top, you're gonna come to the bottom and go back to the top. When you look at the San Franciscos of the world, and you look at the Buffalo Bills of the world, San Francisco was really, really good. Mm-hmm. And then, they went down.
They dipped a couple of years, yep.
Right. And then you look at Buffalo was really, really bad. And now they're really, really good. Mm-hmm. So when you look at some of these teams, it's like, it's about time. That's what I say. I'm not a Dolphin fan, but I cheer for the Dolphins because I'm from Miami. I'm born and raised in Miami. But it's about time for the Miami Dolphins to show us something. Like, we tired of spending this money going to these games. The best thing about it be the tailgate, because Miami is just a beautiful city. We got the weather. We got everything going on. But when I was watching last year, man, it was like when I was watching the games, it was more of a surprise for me. Like, it was like, okay, if you was a betting man, you didn't know, like, this say 3 years ago, you knew if you was betting with the Patriots when they had Tom Brady going against, Green Bay,
right,
you was going with the Patriots.
Right.
But now, you switch over, you go Green Bay when they had Aaron Rodgers, would have Aaron Rodgers and had Devontae Adams, and then they playing against Buffalo now, you like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. I don't know who to pick. And now it's really worse for Aaron Rodgers because now Devontae Adams is gone. Mm-hmm. You got two running backs, but you still got Aaron Rodgers. Y'all got to get a whole new receiving core, which they'll figure that part out.
Right.
But then you look at the Buffalo Bills, and you're like, woo, they're a Super Bowl contender team. You're looking at the Rams. All the money they spent on that team, it's time for them. But do I think they're going back to the Super Bowl again? I doubt it. Mm-hmm. I really, because now when you got a team like that, everybody hungry, but now it's going to be about this. Everybody going to want to get paid. Everybody want to be the highest paid player in their position. Jalen Ramsey, he probably going to come at him, hey, I want to be the highest paid DB. Aaron Donald, Von Miller, which Von Miller's gone.
They added Bobby Wagner. They added Bobby Wagner this offseason.
They did add Bobby Wagner. Yes. So I don't think they fell off too much. I think they still going to be a playoff contingent team. Mm-hmm. But I don't see them going to the Super Bowl again. I really don't. But there's going to be a couple of sleepers out there, like the Saints. I don't even see them making the playoffs this year because their team is so much up in the air and it's in shambles right now. You're trying to rebuild. Who I think is going to be a sleeper because I did like him when I watched him when he played at Alabama was the dude Matt Jones. I just really think he's a good quarterback. Like some people don't. I ain't gonna say some people. I'm gonna say my best friend, Mr. King Hall. He's a Tua fan. Mm-hmm. He loves Tua. Tua's left-handed, and my boy played quarterback, and he was left-handed. You can't tell us nothing wrong about Tua. That's just what it is. But I like Matt Jones for as a quarterback, and I want to see him succeed. Do well.
Yeah.
But it's going like Tennessee. Tennessee is a good football team, but they fell below, and it's like Derrick Henry got hurt. It's like, oh man. So it's
and AJ Brown went to the Eagles. So
and AJ Brown went to the Eagles. So when you and then just look at San Francisco, Deebo Samuel, he don't want to be there no more.
Yep.
I say this: Deebo Samuel knows something that we don't know. Something about Garoppolo. Garoppolo is a decent quarterback, but it's something about San Francisco with that offense or that team that Deebo Samuel know. Why would you want to get up out of there so bad? Y'all have a quarterback. You have two. Mm-hmm. Y'all got a solid defense. And you trying to leave, and y'all just was in the playoffs?
Right.
Y'all just in the Super Bowl a couple years ago.
Yep.
But why are you trying to leave so bad?
Up 17-7 at the end of the third quarter of the NFC Championship game.
Right. So I don't know. I always say like when stuff like that going on, it's something bigger than what we know.
Yeah.
And they know in the locker room, because I do know when you're in the locker room, it be stuff going on that we know nothing about. But it's something that he knows that he's like, I got to get the hell out of Dodge. I want to get up out of here.